last words?
Smell the ashes. So hot right now.
I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting. Any last words? Got a bone to pick. Let's make some kebabs. Milk? This might sting. Any last words?
Not my blood type.
Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
Kebabs. Spooky and scary.
I never drink
This
wine.
might sting.
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a
Any
fine
last
feast.
words? Who let the dogs out?
I never drink wine. I find your
Let's make some
suffering
kebabs.
exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine.
Got a bone to pick.
I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type.
Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
This might sting.
I never drink wine.
Any last words? Got milk?
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Got milk? Let's make some kebabs.
You'll be a fine feast.
This might sting. Spooky and scary.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words? Who let the dogs out? Let's make some kebabs.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite.
This might sting. Got a bone to pick.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words? Got milk?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs. Got milk? This might sting.
Not my blood type.
Bone appetite.
You'll be a fine feast.
Bone appetite! Any last words? Bon appetit!
I never drink. I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting. Bon appetit!
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs.
I never drink wine.
Bon appetit!
I find your suffering not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
This might sting.
I never drink wine.
Any last words? Bon appetit!
I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type.
This might sting. Spooky and scary.
You'll be a fine feast.
Any last
I never
words?
drink wine.
Who let the dogs out? Let's make some kebabs. Got a bone to pick.
I find your suffering exquisite.
This might sting. Bon appetit! Bon appetit!
Not my blood type.
Any last words? Let's make some kebabs. Big old pile of them bones! This might sting. Got milk? Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine.
Got milk? Let's make some kebabs.
I find your suffering exquisite.
Spooky and scary. This might sting. Who let the dogs out?
Not my blood type.
Any last words?
You'll be a fine feast.
Got a bone to pick. Let's make some kebabs.
I never drink wine.
Bon appetit! This might sting. Any last words? Bon appetit!
I find your suffering exquisite.
Got a bone to pick! This might sting! Bone appetite! Bone appetite! Any last words? Spooky and scary!
You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs! Who let the dogs out?
I never drink wine.
This might sting! Got a bone to pick!
I find your suffering exquisite.
Bone appetite! Any last words?
Not my blood type.
Let's make some kebabs! Bone appetite! This might sting! Spooky and scary! Any last words? Who let the dogs out? Got a bone to pick! Let's make some kebabs!
You'll be a fine feast.
Bone appetite! This might sting! Bone appetite!
I never drink
Any
wine.
last words? Let's make some
I find your
kebabs.
suffering
Big old
exquisite.
pile of them bones! This might sting! Big old pile of them bones! Any last words? Let's make some kebabs. Got milk? Milk?
Not my blood type.
This might sting! Any last words?
The hunter becomes prey.
Let's make some kebabs. Got milk? This might
You'll be a
sting!
fine feast. I never drink wine. The hunter becomes
Got
prey.
milk?
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Got milk? Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink